Hi everybody, welcome to a new school year. I hope everybody is off to a great start, and I hope that your momentum will carry you through all the way to the end of this year. Thank you for signing up for College Prep English Online. What I want to do here with this video is go through your responsibilities, go through your expectations, and I think that this is especially important when you're dealing with an online course because for some of you this is the first experience you'll have with online learning, but it might not be their last experience with online learning. You might choose to take some other online courses in college or in the future. So with that said, let's go over here how to be successful in College Prep English 12 online. First and foremost, if it is a school rule, then it is a class rule. You all have access to the student handbook. It's posted for you via the district website, and you do sign paperwork saying that you've read and you understand the student handbook. So if it is in there, then it is in here. School rule is a class rule. I'm a big believer in attitude meaning everything, really. I think that if you approach something with a good attitude, you're going to get more out of it. Your attitude sort of creates your circumstances. And so with that in mind, I really do believe a good attitude and an open mind are great things. Try your best to approach all of your tasks, and really not just for this class, but all of your tasks with that sort of readiness to have a good time, readiness to do something interesting. And I think things will work out for the better. I also believe that common courtesy goes a long way. Please, thank you. Just generally being polite, I think, is a skill that's getting lost, but I think it is a skill that is just so important. So for me, common courtesy goes a long way. Please be responsible, be respectful, and here's where it changes a little bit. Be resourceful. You're given a lot of resources, you're given a lot of tools, and so it's your job to be a proactive student. It's your job to be an active learner. It's your job really to use all of those tools to create your best work. Pay attention and follow directions. Especially with an online class, I'd make every effort to make directions as clear and as precise as possible. So please make sure that you're paying attention to directions. Please make sure that you're following directions. And please make sure that if something isn't clear for you, you are asking questions about it. Now, this course is going to require you to be an independent learner. And for some of you, that's really going to be a new skill that you have to develop. This idea of being an independent learner, being disciplined enough and responsible enough and managing your time enough that you can get accomplished what needs to be accomplished. This is really the nature of online learning. So remember that you earn your grade here. So let's talk a little bit about grades. And this is all available on the course syllabus, which is posted in Schoology, and I also have paper copies of it for you. But it's worth going over here too. All right, here's your grading policy. 35% of what you do is going to be in the classwork category, and that would be what is typically done in a traditional class in the classroom, sort of with teacher guidance or with partners. You guys, because it's online learning, you're working on your own, but we're still going to call it classwork. 25% of your grade are writing assignments or projects, and those will be broken down into pieces, and they will have lots of examples and lots of resources for you to use so that you can accomplish them on your own. 20% of your grade are tests or quizzes. Those will be done through Schoology as well. And then 20% of your grade is discussion. And now this is a new piece. An online class discussion all happens in writing. It's discussion boards. Some of you might be familiar with that. Some of you might not. We're going to work our way through it just so that you know what's expected as far as a discussion post is concerned. But this discussion piece is really where you demonstrate what you do understand and then ask questions about what you don't. And the more that you put into a discussion answer, the more you'll get out of a discussion answer. And now it really I know that this sort of breakdown here seems complicated, but if you do what you're supposed to do, when you're supposed to do it, then you really won't have a problem. Now, if your grade drops below a 70%, please know, I'm going to contact you. I'm going to contact your parents. I'm going to contact the counselor. I'm going to contact the school administrator, and I'm really going to suggest that you come and work here in the classroom during the period that it's listed on your schedule, in which case it's period 9. And that's so you can get yourself back on track, so you can get back into that success mode. Now, there is a difference between collaboration and copying. Cheating and plagiarism is not going to be tolerated here. It's an online class, but you are still expected to do your own work. There'll be instances of collaboration. There'll be a lot of sharing of ideas. You might look to a classmate for editing suggestions or revisions suggestions, and that's fine. You might end up with similar ideas, but you will not end up with the same work. There's always something to do here. You are expected to devote as much time to this course as you would to a traditional in-class course. The difference is it's more flexible, so you get to decide when you want to devote that time to the course. So instead of it being period 9 during the day, which is like noon until 12:45, maybe the time that works better for you is in the morning from 7 to 7:45, or maybe the time that works better for you is in the afternoon from 4 until 5 o'clock. You're expected to devote the same amount of time. It's just that you get to pick when that time is. So accept these responsibilities and really exceed expectations here. Here are your responsibilities. You are responsible for logging on regularly, logging into Schoology, looking through your coursework, completing your assignments. You're going to need to do this in order to complete your assignments within their given time frame. So look at it this way. Typically, if you were in a traditional classroom, you'd have about 45 minutes of class plus a 15 minutes or so of homework each day. So please make sure you're giving yourself that much time to complete this coursework. Please don't leave everything until the last minute and then hurry up and try to get it done, because you will run out of time. Please be proactive. If you're going on a trip, tell me ahead of time. If you don't understand an assignment, see me during period 9 or during a study hall, or send me a message. If you're absent, if you're sick, message me prior to due dates to work out a new time frame. Communication, self-advocacy, those are essential skills, especially for those of you who are moving on in your education, for those of you who are going to college, and really even for those of you who are going into the workforce. You need to be proactive. You need to advocate for yourself. You need to explain what it is that you need in order to be successful, but you need to do that in advance. So let's talk here a little bit about late work. With this online class, late work is generally not accepted because each week a new module is added, and constantly trying to make up work means that you end up constantly behind. Now, there's an exception here for late work, and that would be if those proactive steps had been taken because you were absent, because you were going on a trip. So there are exceptions here, but again, it comes down to you being an active, proactive learner. Please also be prepared. And now this looks a little bit different for you in an online class than it would for you in a traditional classroom. I would still suggest having a separate folder or a binder where you keep any of your materials that you might accumulate for this class. You might take notes while you're reading. You might pick up paper copies of assignments. So just do something that keeps all of those together so that they don't get lost. And again, you can do things electronically, like an electronic folder. That's fine. And make a folder in your Google Drive where you put all of the information, all of the assignments that you're working on for this class, or maybe it's a literal folder that sits on your desk. Something just to keep this class organized and separated from your other classes. Please make sure that you are completing assignments. Pay attention to these due dates. They're going to be posted in Schoology with your assignments. Use short-term and long-term due dates. Use some kind of a reminder system that helps you. Some people do well with a paper agenda. Other people do better setting up reminders on their phones. Whatever works for you, whatever combination of methods that works for you, please use them. Please make sure, too, that you're completing these weekly modules. Like I said, every week new assignments will be posted, but do not wait until the end of the week to complete them. Complete them throughout the week. I'll post on Monday morning, Monday afternoon. I will post assignments. You'll have until midnight on Sunday to complete them. But please don't wait until Sunday to work on them. Work on them all week. That way you can ask questions. That way you can get help if you need it. And it's also up to you to participate here. Participate regularly, especially in this online format. You are not going to be able to wait for somebody else to give the answer. You've got to step up and do it yourself. Participating in discussions is the only way that you will really be able to ask questions to create your own understanding of this material. And when somebody has asked a question, if you feel like you can tackle their question, go right ahead. This is not just me with the right answers. This is so much more about facilitating learning through peer learning as well as through the teacher. Okay, so there you go. How to be successful. College Prep English 12 online. There's one more thing. There's a quiz on this information posted for you on Schoology. Please carefully and completely answer those questions. You must score 100% on this quiz or you will be retaking it. The syllabus is also posted for you to read through. You can take a look at that too. Let me know if you have any questions and let's have a great year.